Hi guys, I'm back. It's the next day. Today is Friday the 13th. Ooh, I don't like that. But anyway, I am feeling rough, but I promised you the grocery store story time, so here it is. Love you guys, and hopefully on the weekend I will either come on and tell you what we've made, or I might do a bake with me type thing depending on how I'm feeling. Okay, love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, I know I've talked a lot, so I'll try and make it quick, but you guys just got to hear this story. Okay, we have a store in Canada called Superstore, and it is on the pricey side. They have wonderful, wonderful things. It's a beautiful grocery store. It's huge. Their deli counter, like meat department, baker, everything is just spot on awesome. But as I say, it is kind of expensive. But I do like to shop there once a year and at Christmas time to get the extra special things that they have for Christmas and what have you. So anyway, I needed to get a lot of baking stuff. And as you guys know, baking stuff is costly. Like the marshmallows, icing, sugar, like all that does add up. So we were getting groceries. Bill was bagging up some bananas, and I seen a sign that said, spend a certain amount of money and you get a free Google Home thing. You know, where you can say to the thing, Google, tell me what temperature it is. One of those, free. So I was like, oh my gosh, Bill, I said, I think we're going to get to that amount and we'll get this free Google. And how cool would that be? Because we don't have one, and I think it's really cool. So as we're going through the store, we have this in the back of our mind that we're going to get this thing, right? So we're picking up the odd extra thing, like not really extravagant, but just a little bit, because we wanted to get to that threshold to make that mark to get this free Google. So I picked up a mini ice cream scoop so that the cookies are measured on the right size and all that stuff. So anyway, we go through the checkout. We take our time. We go through the checkout. We're bagging up the groceries, and Bill gives me this look. I'm at the end of the conveyor belt, and I'm in the scooter, but I'm trying to bag up stuff as best as I can. So Bill gives me this look, and I look to see what the problem was, and the lady is handing him two cheese tray. They were slate, I want to say slate platters. That's what they were called. They were called cheese trays, but they were slate platters. And she handed us two of them. And I said to Bill, what's that for? And he said, they're out of the Google. And I went, really? I said, so this is the replacement? And he's like, yeah. So this is how come I'm telling you the story, because this is what Mom would do. Most people would just take it and say thank you and be on their merry way. But me, I have a little bit of Ivy in me, and I was like, no. So I said to her, I said, we don't want these trays. I said, we don't entertain or anything. I said, can we have a rain check for the Google Home thing? She goes, well, no, because we don't know whether we're getting them back in again. I went, okay, well, this is ridiculous. I said, we spent extra. I said, we don't come here regularly because it's expensive. We did spend a little bit extra on stuff to make sure we got to that point. So she said, oh, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. So Sandy got her feathers ruffled, and I'm like, So the one lady overheard us, the other cashier, and she said, if you stop at the front desk where they do the tickets and stuff and tell them, maybe they can do something. So I says, okay. So I got on that scooter, and I've got it on high power, and I'm just a booting her to the front of the store. So I say to her, hi, we spent so much money. We want the home Google. There is none. We'd like a rain check, please. She goes, oh, I can't do that. I said, why not? She goes, because we don't know if we're getting them back in again. I said, so what are we going to do? I said, we spent extra. We bought the few extra things. She says to me, and we've got it all bagged up and in our cart. She says, well, the extra things that you bought, if you want to just pull them out and I'll just refund them for you. I said, no, I don't want to do that at all. I said, I bought the extra stuff because I want it, but I mean, it is extra stuff. But I said, this is ridiculous. You have signs all over the store. Nowhere does it say while supplies last. Nowhere does it say we don't have any more. No. So I said, I want to speak to a manager, please. But I'm being very nice, and it's funny, because I say to you guys all the time, oh, I'm shy and I don't like to say anything, especially when I'm out. Meanwhile, piss me off kind of, and I'm like, I am all over it. So I said, I'd like to speak to a manager, please. She goes, oh, they're all in meetings. Yeah, of course they are. So I just looked at Bill and I looked at her. I said, no problem. I said, I'll wait. Oh, she says. Well, then she was kind of nasty. I thought, that's okay, lady. You be as nasty as you want. I'm going to sit here right at your ticket counter until you get me someone. So finally, oh, my nerves, a lady came down and she said, hi. She said, I'm the manager. What seems to be the problem? I said, well, first off, I want to tell you, I'm not normally a bitch. I said, I'm usually very nice. I said, but I'm frustrated. I said, and when I get frustrated, she said, what's frustrating you? And I said to her, I started off with saying, I love the store, but we only do it once a year and blah, 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 blah. All kinds of stuff I really didn't have to say probably. But I said, I think it's ridiculous you don't have the Google and you're offering these cheese trays. I said, they're no good to us. We don't entertain, and you should be able to give us a rain check. And she said, well, I can't do that because we don't know whether we're getting them again or not, and we're probably not. And all the stores across Ontario are out. And I said, well, don't you think then that all the stores across Ontario should remove the sign? So I said, or even if you don't want to remove the sign, I said, have something put up, like put a banner or something across it saying out of stock, offering this instead. I know lots of times around this time of year, if you spend so much, they'll give you a free turkey. So I would have even been happy with a free turkey. But anyway, so I said, don't you think that maybe the signs should be changed or something? I said, it's really not fair. I said, I know it's not your fault that you're out of them. I said, but it's not the consumer's fault either that they think that they're spending this much to get something, and then what they're substituting it for is something totally different. Like, those two things don't even go together. A Google Home and a cheese tray slate, or a slate cheese tray. I said, they don't even go together. I said, so this just doesn't make sense to me. And she said, you know what? She said, you're absolutely right. She said, let me try and make this right for you. And I said, okay. And she said, and this is little Ivy, she said, I'll tell you what. She said, you can keep the 2 trays and I'm going to run up to the front and get you, or run up to the office and get you 2, not 1, 2 $25 gift certificates. So $50. So I was just thrilled. I was like, oh my goodness. And then Bill said something, I forget what he said, and I put the don't say anything, we made out good here. So he didn't, and she came back down and I said, and again, I'm sorry. I said, usually, I don't say much about anything. I said, but this was kind of an important thing. She goes, you know what? I don't blame you at all. She said, and I'm so happy that you did bring it to our attention. Enjoy your gift certificates, keep the cheese trays, and have a Merry Christmas. And I said, well, thank you very much. You have a Merry Christmas too. So as we were going out to the car, Bill called me little Ivy. I get in the car and I start to cry. I'm going to cry now just thinking of it. Anyone who knew my mom knew that she had lots of faults, but don't we all? We all have things that just about us that aren't the greatest. And I have a lot of her traits that I will admit aren't the greatest. But the trait that I have of hers is this one, and that is that you stick up for yourself. And I know if she hadn't taught me the way she did and she wasn't the way she was, I would have left the store and I would have complained to whoever would listen to me about these stupid cheese trays, but I wouldn't have said anything and I wouldn't have got the $25 gift certificates. So it just really hit me, and I thanked my mom out loud. And yeah, it was something. And I know, and I tried to think of my dad, and I thought, what would Dad do? And in his early years, Dad would have just left the store and went, hey, look, we got cheese trays. and been just pleased as punch with these cheese trays. But in his later years, I think he would have said something. It was funny trying to figure out if he would have or not, but I really do think he would have. In his later years, he didn't seem to put up with as much, but he was in pain and stuff a lot too. But he didn't seem to put up with as much as he did when he was younger. So I do think he would have said something. But I do know that both of them would have been very proud of me for saying something and being nice about it too. Like I wasn't, well, you guys should give me this or whatever. No, I was nice and it just explained my side. Anyway, I've talked way too much, but I wanted to tell you that story because it made me think of Mom. And now we have $50 that we can spend at Superstore. And I had to laugh because I said to Bill, first of all, I thought, oh, what can we get with it? And then I'm like, you know what, let's save it. And one of the times that we're a little bit short or, or sometime that we want something extra, maybe at Easter, we can use them there because I don't believe they expire. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. I will come back as soon as I'm feeling better or at least know what's going on. Excuse me. I do think once the treatments start, you're going to see a whole new Sandy again. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. And don't forget, if you're type 2 diabetic, check out the Freestyle Libre. Ask your doctor. You need a prescription for the actual reader, and you need a prescription for the actual, I don't know what you call it, the thing you put in your arm. You need a prescription for that. So you'll need 2 prescriptions, but it is covered. Okay, guys, love you so much, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.